Waterfalls in heaven. Waterfalls in heaven. Now, this is just one of those deep, deep spiritual messages, and it's just one of those like soothing type messages, waterfalls in heaven. Yeah, this is a real matter. Some of you may somewhat know this, and then others just may not know this at all. you know. But humbly speaking, waterfalls in heaven. Yes, this is a very real matter. And see, these waterfalls too, as I'm being led by the Spirit of God concerning this. These waterfalls in heaven has nothing on. Trust me. These waterfalls in heaven. I wanted to say, I'm sorry. These waterfalls in the earth realm and all that stuff has nothing on these waterfalls in heaven. That's what I was trying to say. And once again, truly, I'm not here to be perfect in my speech and all that funny stuff. No. A lot of you people be getting caught up with all this stuff, and you don't even realize that it's not a real matter concerning all that, because waterfalls in heaven. Getting back to that. Waterfalls in heaven are. It's a very real matter, and God has revealed this stuff to me on a spiritual level. Many of you may not believe and all that stuff, and I'm not here to be a part of that stuff, is what I'm saying. I'm just here to do the will of God, and that's about it. And much more concerning God and His kingdom. But anyhow, waterfalls in heaven. These waterfalls that you certain people will be seeing too. Whether it be certain commercials or just you've really seen waterfalls and all this stuff. And any other forms of you certain people and beings seeing waterfalls. That's all good and all that stuff. But waterfalls in heaven, though. See, the thing about this stuff in heaven, these waterfalls in heaven, it's truly everlasting waterfalls is what you gotta understand about waterfalls in heaven. And waterfalls in heaven, like, it's just an outpouring of God's Spirit, as I'm being led by the Spirit of God. See, I'm really being led by the Spirit concerning this. And it's an outpouring of His Spirit and revelation in the waterfall too, as I'm being led by the Spirit. And these waterfalls in heaven, like, it truly consists of, once again, just outpouring of God's Spirit and newness of life and everlasting life, eternal life, and all this deep stuff, And these waterfalls, like, it's not just like, it's not no normal waterfall, is what I'm saying. Or waterfalls, you can say. It's not a normal waterfall, though. No. These waterfalls in heaven, like, once again, it's an outpouring of God's Spirit and just God overall, and many animals too. So I'm being led by the Spirit. Many animals experience these certain waterfalls too. These certain animals witness this, rather, and all this deep stuff. And just heaven's participants witness waterfalls in heaven and all that stuff too. Because there's different parts of heaven, people. That's what you gotta understand. A lot of you people are just very carnal minded when it comes to heaven and all that stuff. Heaven is not just one big place and that's it. No, heaven is full of all sorts of animals and just certain things that God created, and so much newness of just life and just so much stuff, man, that you people will not be aware of, because many of you people are not going there anyhow, as I'm being led by the Spirit. I got to be real concerning this stuff, because this stuff is not a game. And many of you people are just not going to be part of this stuff, outside of the ones who God spares by His mercy and grace and all that stuff. Outside of that, your other people will not be a part of this stuff, no. But anyhow, waterfalls in heaven, this stuff is real, and it's just an outpouring of God's like Spirit and just God. Like, these waterfalls, like, are just like, it's so soothing. Once again, it's soothing, and like, it just flourishes. It's not like no river and all this stuff that you be seeing. No, this stuff, these waterfalls in heaven are like, it's truly an outpouring, an everlasting outpouring. And man, it just like there is no need of like cleansing anything, because you may be used to like rivers and certain things like drying out and all this stuff, and but no, like these waterfalls in heaven, like this stuff is just very much an outpouring. These waterfalls are the water is just so not only pure but like everlasting, and just so much like stuff like consistent of these waterfalls, man. Excuse me. And yeah, I mean, like so many of heaven's participants and certain people part of this realm of heaven bear witness with these waterfalls. And man, these waterfalls in heaven, like I said, it's not going to be running out and all that stuff, and there is not going to be any nothing unclean concerning these waterfalls, is what I'm saying, because this is dealing with a particular part of heaven and all that deep stuff. And yeah, I mean, waterfalls in heaven is real, and it is soothing, and it is it's just everlasting, because like I said, there will not be any need for cleansing and all that stuff. No, because this stuff is everlasting. So I'm telling you. And yeah, waterfalls in heaven, there will be certain animals witnessing this stuff, and I want to say somewhat like surrounding this stuff in a way concerning these waterfalls, certain animals, and all that deep stuff. But yeah, with all that being said, waterfalls in heaven, yeah, the waterfalls in heaven are just everlasting. It's so just everlasting and very pure is like, I want to say an understatement concerning these waterfalls, because yes, it is pure, but it's so much more significant and magnificent type of thing, concerning these waterfalls in heaven. There will be waterfalls though, for the people who are a part of this certain part of heaven, concerning the people who are going to heaven and all that stuff, But yeah, everybody will not be a part of this stuff, and these waterfalls consist of a lot more stuff too that I am not more or less getting into concerning this in this matter. But yeah, just know these waterfalls are everlasting, and it's in a certain part of heaven, and certain supernatural animals will be in witness of this stuff, is what I'm saying. And certain participants of heaven, I want to say, are part of this stuff as well, and will be witnessing this stuff. And this stuff is truly, truly everlasting, But with all that being said, yeah, waterfalls in heaven.